Liv and Major are just the couple that should have been. I mean, they're struggling, they still love each other very much. It's nice that they have a friendship that they're able to rely on aside from everything else. But circumstances have made that a really difficult relationship, and they've also been with other partners and all sorts of things that make it a more complicated thing to journey back into. So for this season we can expect Liv to meet somebody else. She does have another boyfriend. He doesn't die, I can tell you that. He does not die. So I was saying, like, I mean, this is getting heartbreaking. Like, I didn't know I was making a tragedy when I signed on for iZombie, but yeah, she does. She has some romance, and parts of things go well and parts don't, and are affected by brains and all sorts of things, so it's something to look forward to.
How about Peyton and Ravi? There seems to be there's some ups and downs there.
Yeah. Well, didn't start off great at the end of season 2. She's hugging him. They're just hugging. I mean, that's all it was, but he also knows that they had a fling when Ravi and Peyton weren't together.
You know, I think they kind of go through a lot of ups and downs this season. I feel like one minute she is kind of like, I'm over it, you know, let's forgive and forget, and then he says something or does something that then triggers her to be like, you still are not over this, which then causes her to have a little bit of a grudge towards him. So it's always kind of back and forth. One of us is always over and the other one is still kind of not. So you'll kind of see that play out through the season.
There's so many revelations at the end of the season 2, and we have, you know, new Fillmore Graves and who they are and what's happened to Max Rager, but all Ravi cares about is that hug. Selfish.
What do you think it says about Ravi's sex life when Peyton chooses a homicidal sociopath child abducting murderer over him?
The heart wants what it wants, isn't it? Everyone likes a bad boy, right?
That's a good answer.
Yeah, there looks like there's a chance she could go either way with it, but I don't know how much we can reveal or...
I mean, I think the one thing that I can reveal is that it isn't really resolved. You see more with the two of us than last season. I mean, I know we got into it in those last kind of few episodes. I kind of can't make up my mind. Peyton has, I think, some daddy issues.
Yeah, you waffle.
Full on.
Good guy, bad boy.
Yeah. And she seems very much like the girl that would be very sensible about who she chooses to date. So it's interesting that she ends up kind of going for like the bad guy.
So this season for Ravi and Major, the problem is that Major is on borrowed time because if he goes the way of the rat, he will die. But if we use the cure, he could lose his memory like Blaine. So they have this conundrum, and Ravi and Liv don't want Major to forget who he is because that's the reason they love him and his personality. But at the same time, we don't want him to die either. Drama.
As an actor, did you just play the genuine emotion of like, what would happen if I lost Buckley as a friend?
I thought about how I'd feel if I lost Malcolm, how much I care about Malcolm, and then I just stuck it and used that for your character.
Is that Major's decision to make, you know, whether he wants to lose his memory?
It's a real 6 of one, half dozen of another in terms of crappy decisions, because it's, I can stay alive but then forget this amazing life I know and love, or I could remember him for a little bit longer and then have a grueling death. I mean, let's be honest, that would be one good-looking corpse. I mean, that open casket funeral would be like, oh, vanity shot, which would work for the CW, because, I mean, everyone's pretty, even the dead people. But I think at the end of the day, who doesn't want to stay alive?